Hello, my name is Devin Easterlin, and I'm part of your team here at SJA Property Management. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about SJA's Rent Ready standards. First, what they are, and then second, why they matter. So over the years, we've really honed these down and figured out what exactly we have to do to our properties to make sure that they rent for the most money and our owners have the best experience possible. So first, let's go through what those rent standards are. So the first one is the property needs to be cleaned to SJA's cleaning standards, which is located on our cleaning checklist. Essentially, that's hotel clean. So that's a very high standard. That would be all the dusting, the windowsills, the appliances. It's a pretty extensive cleaning that's done. So we do want that property professionally cleaned. Second, we want to make sure that all the appliances and fixtures are working as designed. This one's very important. We can't have that toilet that you just have to jiggle the handle to get it to work. Tenants won't accept that, and that will turn into a maintenance request. So we want all of those appliances and fixtures working as designed. The third one being, we want to make sure all of the carpets have been professionally cleaned with stain and pet treatment as necessary. Very important that we have this because then we can require the tenants to do that when they move out. If you don't have them professionally cleaned, they've made arguments in small claims court that they don't have to and actually won on that. We also want to make sure that all personal items have been removed from the property. So this is a tricky one for some owners because they're moving, there's not much time, but that would be all cleaning supplies. That would be all yard care supplies, any boxes in the garage. And really what those are is they are a liability to our owners. Cleaning gets in the hands of a toddler, yard care. There's been some case law on that where landlords have actually lost because they've left things behind. So we want to make sure that everything has been removed from the property. We also want to make sure that the yard has been cared for. And we've done a yard cleanup so that when people come to see it, it's in the best possible condition it can be. Lastly, we want to make sure that the property is safe, so it's habitable. Part of that is making sure that we are meeting current smoke detector requirements and CO detector requirements. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that we're required to change out smoke detectors after their expiration date, which is 10 years on a smoke detector and 7 years on a CO detector. So that's something to make sure you're in compliance if there is a fire or something like that. You'd be covered because you'd be taking the appropriate steps. Okay, so why does this matter? Why do we go through all this trouble to make these properties in such good condition? And the main reason is it gives our owners and our properties a strategic advantage. Let me go into a little bit more what I mean by that. So by spending the extra time and potential cost to get these properties in very good condition, they will rent faster. We found it's about 2 to 3 weeks faster on average, which equates to an extra 4 to 6% gross revenue in our owners' pockets. There's a lot of competition for rentals. If ours stand out, if ours are the fresh, clean properties, those are the ones that rent the quickest. They also rent to people that find that very important. So you get a higher quality tenant. Not only are they renting faster, but you're getting a higher quality tenant. Another thing that you want to think about with this and why it's so important is you have less future maintenance. So if you move a tenant into a property where we haven't done everything, it's going to be maintenance request after maintenance request. And tenants have rights. They have the ability to have these things fixed. So that would be, like that leaky toilet I was telling you about where you have to jiggle the handle. That's going to turn into a maintenance request. That's going to be a separate vendor that has to come out there, potentially with a trip charge, depending on the type of vendor. However, if we did all of these things in the beginning, we could group the maintenance requests. We can get them done much more efficiently at a lower cost. Another thing that people might not think about when thinking about the costs associated with getting a property rent ready is the goodwill that gives a tenant. If a tenant moves in, the property is working really well. We're very quick with our maintenance responses. Everything has been done. When they come to see the property, it's as delivered when they get in there. They're going to be much happier. They're not going to be as nitpicky. They're not going to be submitting as many maintenance requests, which means they're going to stay in the property longer. They're going to move from that average of a year, 18 months to 2.5 years. if the paint's in really condition, it doesn't seem dingy, it's nice and bright, they're going to be much happier and want to stay longer. Lastly, it helps us preserve our owner's assets. If we can be absolutely sure that when a tenant took that property, everything was in perfect condition, then we can require that minus normal wear and tear when the tenant moves out. So we can say, no, the walls didn't have these dings and scrapes on them. We're going to have to charge you. No, that's not actually as clean as it was when we moved in, and here's the invoice from the professional cleaner. Actually, you can't use a rug doctor on the carpets, and here's the invoice from the carpet cleaner that we had go in. So we can preserve that asset, and we can actually make that asset get better condition over time at each turn. That's absolutely impossible if we start with a property that already has a lot of problems. So that's really why we go to so much trouble to make sure that our properties are SJA ready. We've been doing this for over 10 years. I own property. I have those property managed by SJA Property Management, and I know I get a better return on my investment when I take the extra time to make sure that all these things have been completed. So thank you so much. I hope you found this video informational and look forward to continued management of your home. Thank you very much.